one captures phoniness the way you do. It's a gift.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for instances where Tonight Show host Jimmy Fallon got caught in the crossfire of his outspoken guests.
Oh yeah, and now you're helping me out by having me play more of your games.
Number 10, Ricky Gervais. Whether you're meeting an old friend for lunch or welcoming them to your talk show, there are just some things you habitually say to sound polite, even if it's a bald-faced lie. You look great is one example.
You see, this is the thing with you, it's a talk show. Oh, you look great, even though, look at me. Of course I don't look great, look.
Hearing Fallon compliment his appearance, Ricky Gervais assumes the host is either being sarcastic or phony. Gervais goes on a rant about how he looks even worse than he did the last time he was on the show.
I'm worse than last time. Last time we talked about getting old and losing my hair.
Painting a graphic picture, Gervais says that he's heavy above the belt, but lacking below the waist. The comedian cannot fathom the idea of Fallon honestly thinking he looks great. Even when Gervais is making fun of himself, he manages to rope someone else into the self-deprecation. Number 9, RuPaul. RuPaul is a drag queen, but that description hardly does him justice. Fallon learned this the hard way when the Drag Race host dropped by his desk. The conversation gets off on a lighthearted note with Fallon sharing the latest issue of Vanity Fair, noting that RuPaul was the first drag queen to make the cover.
This is the first time a drag queen has ever been put on the cover
A drag queen? A drag queen?
Suddenly, a straight-faced Fallon goes white as a ghost when RuPaul interjects over this label. RuPaul corrects Fallon, saying that he's, quote, the queen of drag.
I am the queen of drag.
I apologize.
The interview is all laughs from there, but the clip of RuPaul messing with Fallon went viral, homing in on the host's stunned expression. Fallon even brought the moment up on a subsequent show, saying that he thought he had been canceled.
I really thought it was over. That was it. I go,
Now you're canceled.
That's it, I'm canceled. Yeah, I started my own hashtag Jimmy Fallon is over party.
Yeah.
I was like, I had a good run, you know, I had 10 years in the business.
Number 8, SHAWN Mendes. For a segment called Hashtag Fall Songs, Fallon enlisted musical guest SHAWN Mendes. Hashtag Fail Songs might have been a more accurate title, however. Singing a parody of Simon & Garfunkel's The Sound of Silence, Mendes' timing isn't quite in sync with the band.
Hello, Starbucks, my old friend. It's time for pumpkin spice again. Jimmy, your timing's all right. I was completely... This was all on you.
Mendes playfully pins the blame on Fallon, insisting that his cue was off. As Fallon attempts to make sense of the mix-up, Mendes suggests that the host simply had a senior moment. While the next few songs go smoothly, Mendes continues to bring up how much younger he is than Fallon, at one point comparing the host to his grandfather.
That is a hit song right there.
You sound like my grandfather.
This one is from...
Fallon ultimately takes the teasing in stride, but things get personal during another appearance when Mendes implies that Justin Timberlake likes him better.
I was hearing when I was there, actually, I got off stage and like, he doesn't really do that with many people. Like, it's really rare that he brings people on stage, so he must really like me.
Number 7, CHRISTIE. Fallon is far from the first comedian to take a shot at politician Chris Christie's weight. Yet only a select few have made a body image joke straight to the former governor's face.
First of all, you weren't like, all right. You were like, yeah!
As Christie reflects about getting ice cream with Mitt Romney and Marco Rubio, Fallon interjects to say how excited he must have been to indulge his sweet tooth. Christie does not hesitate to bid the audience farewell and walk off mid-interview.
Good night, everybody.
Fallon convinces Christie to come back, but the host isn't getting off with a slap on the wrist. Christie says that if he ever steps away from politics, Fallon will have to bring some new writers on board to come up with fresher material, as opposed to the, quote, garbage jokes about him.
If I ever leave public life, you're gonna have to hire 2 writers just to replace the garbage you say about me. It's unbelievable.
Number 6, Dakota Johnson. What do Jimmy Fallon and Ellen DeGeneres have in common? Well, a few things that we don't have time to unpack, but both can identify with feeling the wrath of Dakota Johnson's sharp tongue. Apparently, Johnson has been sprayed by a skunk more times than she's played Anastasia Steele.
It happens all the time.
Dakota, what are you talking about? How does this happen? I've never been sprayed
I don't know.
by a skunk.
I've asked myself that every time it happens.
Johnson attempts to recount her dog's skunk encounter, but Fallon keeps interrupting with questions. He's especially focused on the incident's location, even though Johnson repeatedly says Big Sur.
Where are we? Where are we and what's that?
We're in Big Sur.
Oh, wait, but are you in a cabin somewhere?
Yes, it's a sort of lodge in Big Sur.
Struggling to get in a word, Johnson finally reminds Fallon that the idea of a talk show is to let the guest talk as well.
Aren't you supposed to let people talk on the show?
Fallon is caught off guard, much like someone who spots a skunk in the woods. Johnson really needs to host her own talk show. Number 5, John Oliver. Fallon and John Oliver are both late-night hosts, but their styles couldn't be more different. One generally avoids difficult subjects while the other pulls no punches. This was reflected during a game of Hey Robot, where Oliver brought up the working conditions that Amazon employees face.
Alexa, how bad are Amazon working conditions?
Alexa, stop. Sure. Alexa, stop. Here we go. All right, I have to.
Alexa. No, Alexa. Alexa, what is union
No, Alexa,
busting?
this is me time now. Alexa, stop.
As Oliver calls out Amazon, Fallon gets stuck in the middle while attempting to keep Alexa in her bottle. It's not the only time that Oliver put Fallon in a sticky situation. In another appearance, Fallon complimented the title of Oliver's Last Week Tonight.
Last Week Tonight, which I still think is the best title of any show ever, still.
The best title? Wow, that sounds like damning me with faint praise, Jimmy.
Thank you, yeah. Well,
Oliver found it funny that Fallon singled out the title, as if there was nothing of greater value. Fallon proceeded to praise the show itself, but Oliver couldn't resist backing him into an awkward corner.
I really love the title. It goes downhill once that's finished.
Number 4, Nicole Kidman. Nicole and Tom, Nicole and Keith, Nicole and Jimmy? The latter never materialized, but in an alternate universe, Fallon could have been Mr. Kidman.
I don't know if you remember this, but we met before.
Oh, I remember.
In a 2015 appearance, Kidman and Fallon had slightly different accounts of their last encounter, although both agreed it was cringe. Through a mutual friend, Kidman visited Fallon's apartment years earlier.
You're gonna bring Nicole Kidman over to my apartment? I'm like, okay, I don't know, what do I do? What do I have something, what do I do? He goes, I don't know, just get some cheese and crackers or something.
Fallon seemingly thought it was a casual meeting. Kidman revealed on the show that she had a thing for Fallon, thinking that it was a date. So you can imagine Kidman's disappointment when the underdressed Fallon spent most of the night playing video games rather than talking to her.
This is so bad! It was bad.
It wasn't until Kidman called him out that Fallon realized he blew his shot. Both are married now anyway. Number 3, Donald Trump. Of all the late-night talk show hosts, Fallon was arguably the most lenient towards Trump during his first presidential campaign.
We're doing well. It's been really a lot of fun, and it's an amazing movement all over the country. It's been incredible. So, no, it's been an honor for me.
That might be why Trump let him get up close and personal in September 2016. The interview culminated in the infamous hair tousle, which many saw as a way of normalizing Trump's behavior. While Fallon says that wasn't his intent, his ratings took a dive regardless. Fallon expressed regret in 2018, prompting the then-president to fire back on the social media platform then known as Twitter. Trump claimed that his presence resulted in, quote, monster ratings, telling Jimmy to, quote, be a man.
It's real. It's crazy. The president went after me on Twitter. It's pretty much the only thing I have in common with NFL players. I mean, that's the only thing.
No longer tiptoeing around Trump, Fallon responded, quote, in honor of the president's tweet, I'll be making a donation to Raíces in his name. Number 2, Blake Shelton. Having seen a segment where Fallon pokes fun at his album cover, Blake Shelton wastes no time calling out the elephant in the room.
Talking about
making fun of my damn album cover.
I'm not making fun of it.
Try to help me sell records for once.
As Fallon continues to ponder the cover's deeper meaning, Shelton attempts to contain his thoughts with an uncomfortable smile. This only intensifies as Fallon imitates a young Shelton and his family. After about 2 minutes, Shelton asks Fallon to get on with the interview already.
You interview me for God's sakes.
Fallon lays off the cover, but he finds other subjects to argue with Shelton over, such as his new restaurant and The Voice.
Do you hear anything I say to you? No?
All the while, Shelton takes shots at Fallon's interviewing skills. Fallon returns the favor with a performance of I'll Name the Dogs. Maybe that's why Shelton didn't invite him to his wedding. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Martin Short and Steve Martin. Whenever the Martins are on The Tonight Show, they never miss an opportunity to roast the host. However, one particular moment stands out 4 years after it initially aired.
What did we do to deserve this?
Yes!
Well,
Short said that of all the late-night personalities, Fallon pretends to care the most. Short proceeds to praise Fallon's phoniness before Martin takes a few more jabs at his clean image.
But this is the greatest show on television because there is no host in late night that pretends to care the way you do.
Thank you.
At the time, it seemed like the two were just having a little fun at Jimmy's expense. Looking back now, though, one can't help but wonder if they were being brutally honest.
You prove that tall, handsome white men can make it in show business.
Admittedly, it's probably the former, but you can nonetheless see why this clip regained relevance in September 2023 when Fallon's Tonight Show was met with toxic workplace allegations. So, how about that Jimmy Fallon, eh? Any hot takes? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.